Hey everyone, I'm Kevin. Welcome back to KDX Bricks Analytics, where we talk everything LEGO investing and reselling. In front of you is the first 6 months of our cumulative table for 2024. I went through a lot of these sets in my last video, but this table has 178 sets in it. Obviously, I can't cover 178 sets in one video. That would be way too long. Y'all would leave me a bunch of comments about how you fell asleep, and of course, I would laugh at that. And to be fair, I've always said the KDX Bricks Analytics channel is great for insomniacs, so maybe I should give it a try. So to possibly cover some more sets on this table, I am going to do a tier list where I randomly select the sets using a random number generator. On screen here, I've got the set number and name. I'm only talking about sets that are expected to retire at the end of this year. If there's a retailer in parentheses after the set name, it means it is exclusive to that store. I've got the enthusiasm column, I've got the mentions column, and then over here is just all of the sets numbered 1 through 178. So let's use our random number generator to pick our first set, and that is going to be set 138 on the list. Let's scroll down, and that is 76257 Motorcycle Chase. Spider-Man versus Doc Ock. Only one mention with an E score of 2. Maximum possible enthusiasm score is 3.0. Here's the set on Brick Set. Not a bad little set for $10 in these 2 minifigures. Doc Ock looks pretty good. I think that printing looks pretty awesome. Let's zoom in. No leg printing, but the torso printing is pretty good. That face is pretty awesome too. And then Spider-Man again with the arm printing. 1 year shelf life is also very good, but it's only a $10 set, so you're going to have to move a lot of units to make it worth your time. And there's just not a lot of buzz around it. So on my tier list, I'm going to go with a mid for this set. Now let's pick our second set. And oh, by the way, I'm just going to do 15 sets total in this video. If we all like this one, I might do another similar like this and tier rank 15 more sets. This roll of the random number generator produced 46. So going to our table, the 46th set is Eve and Wally. That's a good one. 8 mentions, which seems a little low, but a very solid 2.6 enthusiasm score. I really like this one a lot, and it's only $15 for a Brickheads 2-pack. Now I get that it's a lot less pieces and they're smaller Brickheads, but still, people see 2 Brickheads figures and they think $20 or $10 a Brickhead. So $15 is pretty good. Licensed Brickheads from very popular movies have done very well in the past. Wally is a very popular movie, pretty old, but still very popular today. Here's a list of Disney Brickheads, a lot of variety, a lot of good stuff in here. People are excited about Stitch. People are excited about the new Festival Mickey Mouse. And then let's scroll down to some that have retired more recently, like Buzz Lightyear. Not doing great. This one had some zombie stock, but Jack and Skelly 20 to 85. The original Mickey and Minnie are around $60, $70, $80. Ariel and Ursula, awesome set, up to $110. I don't think even Wally will get that high, but I could see this one being $40 in a couple of years. So I'm going to put this as a top set, but I bet there are other sets that I will rank higher in the same top row. Let's find our third set. It is number 48. So we just go down a couple rows to Sanctum Sanctorum. 8 mentions, E score of 2.1. I think both of those are a little low. If it does in fact retire at the end of this year, it will have just over a 2-year shelf life. $240 for 2,700 pieces and 9 minifigures seems reasonable. A 4.5 on Brick Set. It is compatible with modulars. You can certainly make it look like a good modular by removing, a few little things and it will fit right in. No modulars are expected to retire at the end of 2024. So I really think this one is flying under the radar a fair amount. It is a big price point and there aren't any good direct comparables. So I'm going to be a little cautious and put this in the first loser bracket. And as you all know, I love racing. And if you're not first, then you're last. So I put the second place row here as the first loser as a little nod to my love of racing. Fourth set to look at is number 123. And on our table, that is the Tennu Jedi Temple set 75358. Inexplicably, it does have 2 mentions with a positive E score of 1. I don't have it on this table, but I know it has a ton of mentions against investing. I'll do a video on those soon. $40 for these few pieces and 3 minifigures. Yeah, the minifigures are kind of cool, but they're not that well known since this is from the cartoon. Yeah, kids will love it, and the minifigures do look really good. Since it's a 4+ set, it's worth pointing out that these are all prints. I bought a couple at I think $17, but I've seen this on clearance for $20, $23, $25, and it hasn't been selling at $10, $15. Maybe people are buying it. I feel like a sucker buying buying it at $17. So this is an easy one for me. It is going in the bottom, even though those minifigures are pretty cool and they will be pretty rare because not many people are buying this set and they are all exclusive. Again, I'm not seeing that there will be a lot of demand for them on the secondary market. Our fifth set is the number 7 set on our list. This will likely be a good one. Gandalf the Grey and Balrog. This brickhead is awesome. One of my top sets of the year. 18 mentions, E-score of 2.8. It looks so cool. Lord of the Rings is so popular. 4 Lord of the Rings brickheads are retiring at the end of this year. There's going to be buzz around all of them, which is going to help all of them on the secondary market. This one really reminds me of the Minecraft Llama set that retired at the end of last year. $10 up to $17 already, close to doubling in value. A lot of the brickheads that are retiring this year are really, really good. So if we roll a bunch more brickheads, then this top row is going to be full of them. But Gandalf the Grey and Balrog definitely goes ahead of Eve and Wally in the top tier. Sixth set is number 112 on the table. That is set I Am Groot. Only 2 mentions with an E-score of 2. Pretty cute looking, but it is a definite pass for me. I will start with the good, which is the cassette tape. That is awesome. The build is decent, but the problem with this set is that LEGO has produced way too many Groot sets. If this was one of 2, then maybe there'd be a chance. But if we type in Groot, look at all these sets that LEGO has been producing recently. We've got the Groot brickhead, we've got Baby Groot and Rocket, we've got the Venomized Groot, some more Groot minifigures, and then the I Am Groot. Somebody mentioned this thought, so I can't take credit for it, but LEGO saw Baby Yoda or Grogu and said, that's cute and adorable, let's produce a bunch, and now it's kind of overdone and we're tired of it. And so the person said, geez, LEGO saw Groot, said that's adorable, and now they're way overproducing it so that we're kind of tired of it. I'm not going to put it in the bottom because I feel like the build is pretty decent, but I am going to put it in the 4th loser category. 7th set to look at is number 121. That is the Creator 3-in-1 Supersonic Jet. 2 mentions, E-score of 1, seems reasonable. It's a small Creator 3-in-1 set. Obviously, there's no buzz around it. I'm sure very few people are investing in it, but it's actually a pretty good build, and people do like LEGO airplanes and jets, especially the ones that look a little realistic, and this one looks kind of realistic. I'm definitely passing on it, but I'll put it in the 4th loser category ahead of Groot. Now we're going to look at set 15 on the table, so back up to the top, and that is Aragorn and Arwen. Isn't that funny that we picked another Lord of the Rings brickhead? Same exact discussion as Gandalf the Grey and Balrog. 16 mentions, E-score of 2.6. I love it. Great looking set. Maybe Arwen is a little plain, but it totally works for me, especially alongside Aragorn. I got to put it in top tier, but definitely below Balrog and Gandalf the Grey. Hitting the random number generator again, we get set 46, and that is Eve and Wally. So we've already done that one. So we'll go back and hit another one. Kind of funny that that number hit twice. Now on to 79, which is the Globe. This idea set. 4 mentions, E-score of 2. That sounds about right. I can see why this one is not going to be popular on the secondary market, or at least for investors, but I think there's a little potential with this one. Here we are looking at all of the idea sets, and some of these have done pretty well, and many of them have done at least decent. You know, like take Voltron, for example, 180 to 352. Take Pirates of Barracuda Bay, 200 to over 300. Wally's done fantastic, 60 to 255, and a lot of these that I'm passing over haven't retired yet, but they look like great sets, and they are generally pretty popular, like the Typewriter flying under the radar, but I'm super excited about this one. The Treehouse has been hugely popular and a fantastic seller for LEGO, so it just seems like the idea sets overall have a better than average chance at going up at least somewhat in value. I know the Globe isn't very popular and doesn't look great at $230, super expensive. The cradle and stand is really nice with the painted gold pieces in there. The Globe has a bunch of gaps and is really sturdy, obviously, but because of the sizable bump that the world map got right after retirement, I'm wondering if there's a chance. You know, people do love to travel the world. People do love to have a Globe sitting on their desk. You know, it's very professional looking. I think if this thing has any chance, it will be a long hold time. So on the tier list, I'm going to put it at mid tier, and that might be a little bit of a gamble, but bottom end of mid tier. All right, now our 10th set is number 15, and I'm wondering if that's one that we already picked. Yep. Boy, isn't that funny? Let's roll it again. Number 70. You'd think that the random number generator would be a little more random. Number 70 is the Pirate Snub Fighter. 5 mentions, which is way too many, but it's going to be talked about because it is a Star Wars set, and a low 1.4 enthusiasm score. Totally agree. Everything about this is pretty rough. The minifigures aren't great. The characters aren't well known. The scene was, I think, in the 3rd season when Mandalorian was becoming less and less popular. The only thing that's decent is that the ship is actually a pretty good build. My kids wanted it and they play with it a lot, so kids definitely like the set. But for investing $35 $35 for 285 pieces is super expensive. Even at 50% off, I'm not going in. Maybe $15, I would pick some up. So I'm putting this one in the bottom, but obviously above the Tennu Jedi Trainer. 11 set is number 131 on our list, so we scroll down to that, and we have Cinderella and Prince Charming's Castle. One mention, E-score of 2. It looks pretty nice, but I generally don't invest in Disney castles because they make so many of them. And this one is $90 for 365 pieces. Wait a second, that must be an incorrect data element or something. What's going on with that? Or is this a 4+ set? Let me look at the images here. No, it looks like that is a 5+ set if that zooms in for me. 5 plus 365 pieces and $90. Off camera, I'm going to look at lego.com real quick and make sure that's right. Yep, confirm that is a recommended retail price of $90. Wow, I have no idea what's going on there. I do like these sparkly, I think iridescent pieces, but outside of that, that price is messed up. On the tier list, I was thinking, heck, maybe it would be in the 4th loser category, but with that price, I am putting it at the bottom of the bottom. And for our 12th set, we are going to number 35 on the table, and that is the Daily Bugle, and that is not retiring at the end of this year, so I made a mistake and left that one on here. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that so that I don't pick it again. I mean, the random number generator will probably pick it 3 more times, but we are not going to talk about that one. So let's go back and go to set 178. I think that is the bottom of the list. Yep, Monkie King Ultra Mech. It's a LEGO exclusive, only one mention, and it is against investing and reselling. So this set has not had any mentions for investing. Here it is on Brickset. If it does retire at the end of this year, we'll have a 2-year shelf life. $160 for 1705 pieces, 6 minifigures. The minifigures and the Monkie Kid sets are always awesome. This is a super cool looking mech, and let's just look at the Monkie Kid sets in general. No, by the way, I think I saw this one is from season 4, and I think season 5 is out or coming out, so there's a lot of seasons there. I think the show is decent. This Heavenly Realms set jumped up in pretty good value after it retired. This Dragon of the East Palace set looks awesome. There's some other great sets. This baddie mech, the Demon Bull King, has jumped from $90 to $171. The original Monkie King mech has stayed basically flat, so that's not a good sign for the set that we're looking at. But because all of these Monkie Kid sets are really well designed, tons of detail, tons of pieces, lots of bright color, great minifigures, I actually think there's small potential with this one. It will be a very long hold time, but I'm not going to put it too low on the tier list. Instead, I'm going to put it in the middle of the mid between the Spider-Man and Doc Ock set and the Globe. All right, 2 more to go. Let's look at set number 82 on the list, and that is the Auspicious Dragon. 4 mentions, E-score of 2. It is a seasonal Chinese festival set, so we'll have just the 1-year shelf life. The build looks fantastic, really awesome design and all those details. $90 for almost 1,200 pieces seems pretty good, but more often than not, the seasonal sets don't do well, so I can't rank this one very high. I'm going to put it at the top of the 4th loser tier. And now for our 15th set, and I'm going to call an audible right here. I'm actually going to do 20 sets in this video. As you can tell, I didn't prepare for any of this. Obviously, I'm cutting out when I'm pulling up the Brickset pages and Googling other information, but since I didn't do much prep work for this video, it's easy for me to say, you know what, let's go to 20 instead of 15 and fill out our tier list. So the 15th set is going to be number 104. That is the Harry Potter Hogsmeade Village. 3 mentions, a low E-score of 1.3. It is expected to retire this year at the end of July, so very, very soon. It's a really nice set, very pleasing, great design, but it's been out since June of 2021. Some LEGO investing YouTubers are really high on this set, and then many are just ignoring it. I am an absolute pass. I'm surprised with how many people are talking about filling out their quantities, finding it on discount. I would need to get this like at $40 to be interested. And the main reason is if we go to Harry Potter and we sort this by recent sets, scroll down to some things that have retired recently, we can see that basically none of them are moving the needle on the secondary market. Harry Potter's awesome. I love Harry Potter. The movies, the books, my kids, family, we're all into them. But LEGO's just running out of ideas. You know, the Harry Potter universe is so small compared to the Star Wars universe, for example. So they have to start making the same characters and scenes over and over. And there just hasn't been many that have done well recently on the secondary market. So with all that said, I'm going to put it here on the 4th loser tier. Our next set is number 46, which we've rolled for a 3rd time. Rolling again, it's number 32, which is the Ninjago City Gardens. Ooh, that's a good one. 11 mentions, a very good 2.6 enthusiasm score for such a large and expensive set. This is one of the best and most popular sets LEGO has made in a long time, in my opinion. A 4.6 on Brickset set. Over 10,000 members own a $350 set, 22 minifigures. Yeah, longer shelf life, came out in 2021, but 56.85 pieces for that $350. Obviously, we're not going to get a huge discount on it, but we might get a little something, maybe stack a GWP or double insider points, and I think it's worth the pickup. If we look at the other Ninjago City sets, the original one that retired in 2019, $230, nope, that's $300 to over $700. And then the City Docks that retired in 2019, $230 to $600. I'm thinking this one is going to go to about $600 also. Not as high of a percent ROI because the cat's out of the bag on how great the first two have performed, but with the higher starting price point, I think it does make it to the $600 mark. So I'm putting this one at the top of First Loser over the Sanctum Sanctorum. I can't put it in the top tier because of the size and the high price point. I think it's good to be a little cautious with a set that expensive. Our 16th set is number 25, which is the Super Mario 64 question mark block. A very popular set with 13 mentions and an E-score of 2.5, and I am not investing in this one. It is expected to retire in July here really soon, so if you are wanting it, then you better hustle out there and get it. I get that it's a great build and tons of detail, and the action features are awesome. It's very popular, 4.4 on Brickset, 5,000 people own it. But for me, I think that all of those numbers are because it's $200, and that feels about right, even on the secondary market, and I don't see it going for $350. At that price, there's so many other great sets out there, even on the secondary market. So I just think that the recommended retail price is already pretty close to the ceiling, and therefore I don't want to take the risk. So for me, I'm going to put it at the bottom of mid. And the only reason I'm putting it in the mid tier is because of all of the YouTube videos that I watch where people are still talking very positively about it. 17th set is number 52, which is the AT-AT. 7 mentions, E-score of 2.4. This is an awesome set, an awesome build, but it's $850, so it's a pretty easy one for me to talk about. Yes, the 4.5 on Brickset, and a surprising 7,600 people already own it, and another 5,700 want it. So clearly the demand is there, but it's a lot to risk in one set, and to double your money, you'd have to sell it for $2,000. And so I asked myself, would I like to buy 16 to 20 helmets? Yeah, at the $38 to $48 price point, or one of these and then possibly wait a long time to double. It just seems like a lot to risk. I'd much rather move a bunch of $100 to $200 units than one $850 unit. Now, there are others out there that have the strategy of moving the least amount of units, and I think this one would be perfect for them. I really think it's going to go up in value, but I don't know how quickly and I don't know how high. And so because of all of that, I am going to put it in the mid, and I'll put it in the top of the mid. And for some reason, it wasn't letting me get it there. There we go, in the top of the mid. But again, it's not one that I'm investing in, but I can see its place for other investors. Next set is number 7. That one I'm sure we already had. I recognize that number. Yep. So roll again, and it's number 124 here on the list. That is the Venomized Groot. Pretty funny that we're talking about Groot and Venomized Groot. 2 mentions, enthusiasm score of 1. I feel the exact same about this set as I do the I Am Groot set. Yeah, Venomized is cool, but LEGO is taking their 2 most overdone themes and characters and mashing them together and hoping that it will sell a lot. I'm sure it's selling fine, but I don't see the value on the secondary market. Because this one doesn't come with a cassette tape, it is going below I Am Groot in the 4th loser tier. All right, 2 sets to go. We'll look at number 138, which we've already rolled. Amazing how many times we're rolling the same numbers. Now on to 153, which is the City Train Station. 1 mention, E-score of 1. Makes sense because it's a city set. $100 actually seems pretty good for the set since you get the station, some track, some of the new road pieces, and a couple of vehicles. 4.3 on Brickset is pretty good. But yeah, I don't think there is a lot of opportunity here, but some previous train station sets or train type sets have done really well, like the Winter Holiday Train, $100 to almost $200, and then the Winter Village Station that retired in 2018, $80 to almost $200. This little train station that retired in 2016 is $65 up to $122, and then the Hogwarts train stations typically don't do too well because there are so many of them. Here's a 2013 train station from $50 to over $100. So with all that said, I'll put it in the middle of the mid tier below the AT-AT. All right, and then last one in this video is number 177, second from the bottom, the Rocket Mech Armor. No mentions in favor investing, 1 against investing. Yeah, this is an easy one. Marvel mechs are not doing well right now. When the first round of Marvel mechs came out, they did pretty well because they were new, but now there are just so many of them, and this one doesn't look good, and I don't like how there's no articulation in the knees. That new rigid piece that they're using for the mechs is not the best. It's great for playability, so so I'm all for it from that perspective. But for my own enjoyment and displayability, I don't like that, and I don't think it's going to be great on the secondary market. So this one gets to go with the 2 Groots. I'll split them in half and put it in the middle just to have some fun. All right, that's 20 random sets ranked from my 6-month cumulative table. I had a lot of fun doing that. I hope you guys had fun watching it. I think I will do at least one more of these, and hopefully we get some more unique and different random sets, because on this one we got 3 brickheads that definitely go up top, not many good middle or second tier sets, and then a bunch of pretty bad sets. So we'll see what we roll from the random number generator in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching this one. That's a wrap, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not provide financial advice. You got to get that from somebody else.